Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focus.
Okay, welcome back again, folks, to another Tuesday of the daily edition of Focal Online TV. We say welcome and thanks for watching. This morning, we begin by our motivation that says to be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. So, for the month of August, we're going to be trailing you through this week with this motivation to be the best. You must be able to handle the worst. So, as we begin this morning, please don't forget to share our live stream. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you if you are watching us live from the diaspora. Good morning. This morning, I'm in studio here with my co-presenter.
Lyndon Toba.
Lyndon Topa is my co-presenter on this rainy Tuesday in the city of Monrovia. So I am your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, and my name is Greg Finan Korishpa. So before we begin the revision of our daily news, let me first tell you our sources this morning. We have the Daily Observer newspaper here in studio. We have the Front Page Africa newspaper. We have the New Down newspaper, and we have the Independent Probe. Later on, we have our international news and our sources for today. Our source for today, sorry, is the CNN News. So stay with us as we'll be right back with the news headlines and the news in details. Welcome back, folks, to the delayed edition of Inside the Print Media here on Tuesday. Today is August 1st. We say Happy New Month to you. Today marks Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. And I am your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. And I'm here with my co-presenter. His name is
Lyndon Toba, and we want to say welcome to this Tuesday edition of Inside the Print Media. It's back to you, Grafina.
So Lyndon Toba is my co-presenter on the daily edition of Inside Your Print Media, and we're gonna be driving you through the news headlines and the news in details. So we begin from the Daily Observer newspaper this morning. The headlines: Over 500,000 Liberians face food insecurity. Over 500,000 Liberians face food insecurity. Over 531,000 people in Liberia are projected to be acutely food insecure, the UN Food and Aquaculture Organization noted in a report. A dire humanitarian crisis has struck Liberia, with the United Nations Food and Aquaculture Organization (FAO) reporting that over 500,000 Liberians are suffering from acute food insecurity. Over 531,000 people in Liberia are projected to be acutely food insecure, during the June to August 2023 lean season period, including approximately 21,500 people in CH phase 4 emergency, the FQO report said. The acute food insecurity is associated with high food prices due to high international commodity prices and evaluated transported costs, it added. Emergency food insecurity refers to the household suffering from severe food deprivation, while acute food insecurity occurs when a household of an individual cannot access adequate food, putting their livelihoods in immediate danger. The alarming FAO assessment, however, comes a few months after the 2022 Global Hunger Index report claimed that Liberia, which is rich in arable land, suffer from a serious level of hunger, which is second highest in the ECOWAS region beyond crisis hit Niger. The hunger score for Liberia is 32.4, which is higher than the average hunger score for Africa, which stands at 18%, and Africa south of the Sahara, which stands at 27%. And in Africa south of the Sahara, only Niger performs worse than Liberia, which is the world region with the second highest hunger index score, slightly below that of the South Asia. In the 2022 Global Hunger Index, Liberia ranks 113 out of 121 countries, and with a score of 32.4. Liberia has a level of hunger that is serious, the report noted. Liberia scores 32.4 out of 100 points. According to the ranking metrics, hunger level is still high, even though progress has been made in some areas. Hunger in Liberia, according to experts, is primarily driven by low local aquaculture productivity and limited availability of agricultural inputs, merchandise equipment, financial capital, and extension of services. According to the World Bank, the growing demand for rice in Liberia and the high consumption rate, which is more than Nigeria and Ghana, was fueling food insecurity and poverty, and would disproportionately affect the most vulnerable. They stated in the news that the bank, in a report about the Liberian economy, which has released last month, noted that over the past 15 years, Liberia has increased its rice consumption at an annual rate of 4.6%, reaching 560,000 metric tons in 2021. The report, which cited data from the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, named Liberia as the fifth highest consumer of rice in West Africa and the seventh highest consumer in sub-Saharan Africa. High population growth, household preferences for rice, and changes in income are the main drivers of the demand of rice in Liberia, the bank disclosed. A large share of the demand for rice in Liberia is met through imports. The country's annual rice consumption was 116.5 kilograms per capita, compared to the West African average of 84.5 kg per capita and the Sub-Saharan Africa average of 49.1 kg per capita. The report also shows that except for Guinea, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, and Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia was the fifth largest consumer of rice in West Africa, more than Nigeria, Ghana, and many sub-Saharan African countries. According to the bank, food insecurity remains a major challenge for Liberia, with more than four-fifths of the population facing moderate or severe food insecurity. Amid low production and high demand, The increase in imported rice prices continues to fuel food insecurity, poverty, and vulnerabilities in Liberia, says Guetao, economist of Liberia at the bank and main author of the report. We now move over to another headline under the Daily Observer newspaper. Charlie Bromsky mocks Unity Party for rescue mission slogans. Charlie Bromsky mocks Unity Party for rescue mission slogan. The news in details. Councillor Charlie Bromsky, the vice presidential running mate of Alexander Cummings, launched a scathing attack on the former ruling Unity Party rescue mission. The Unity Party, which held power for 12 years before the Weah administration, has introduced the rescue mission as a campaign slogan for the October 10 polls. The party under former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai believed that the Weah government has failed miserably in its own he and the Unity Party that has what it takes to rescue the country from further mess. But Bromsky believes that the Unity Party's so-called rescue mission was nothing more than a web of empty promises and hollow rhetoric. According to Bromsky, the Unity Party, during its 12 years of rule, engaged in corruption and mismanagement, which exacerbated the poverty situation of the county, which is now being made worse by the Weah administration. It is a total mockery that the political leaders of the former ruling party are referring to themselves as rescuers when Liberians were in search of a redeemer during their reign. The rescue agenda is a farce, Bronskin said. She said, I want us to be righteously angry to the level of suffering that is happening, but I want us to be more angry that the ruling party, for which the CDC Weah ruling coalition decided to rescue us after 12 years of mismanagement, is now telling the Liberian people to go back from where they were rescued from, she added. Bronskin noted that Boakai and his Unity Party were entrusted with 12 years to improve the lives of the people, but ultimately fell short of their promises. She added, it is now time for Liberians to see reason and grant others the opportunity to accomplish what both the Unity Party and the current CDC administration have been unable to achieve for the people of Liberia. The daughter of the late legal luminary and founder of the Liberty Party, Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky, made the remarks following the return support of some members of the party who were once part of Senator Nombli Kanga Lawrence of Brain-Bassa County fiction when the Liberty Party was in charge. Meanwhile, Bronsky also frowned on the decision of Lawrence and others to abandon the party for the former ruling Unity Party. We don't need people that will jump from one institution to another depending on the popularity of the institution, she said. We need people who will stand no matter what for Liberia. Lenotopa is now turned over to you for the headlines from the front page Africa and the news in details.
All right, thank you, Griffin MC Power, for such a beautiful presentation on this Monday edition of the program Inside the Print Media on Focal Line TV. To the front page Africa now, the headlines. Jetty challenges foreign business entrepreneurs. Others provide feeding to nearly 3,000 image less fortunate Liberians on Independent Day. In the bid to combat hunger in post-conflict Liberia, former Indian Honorary Consul General Mr. Abdit Shenji Shadivat, commonly known as Jetit in Liberia, generally provided hot cooked meal to nearly 3,000 citizens in Monrovia on July 26. The event held in conjunction with Liberia's Independence Day celebration saw Mr. Shadiva distributing meals to approximately 1,314 inmates at the Monrovia Central Prison, as well as over 1,500 less fortunate youth and homeless individuals. as the owner of the Detic Corporation, a rubber processing plant under the constructions in Wheeler, Magibi County, and other businesses across Monrovia and the country. Mr. Shadiva expressed his heartfelt call to his fellow compatriots not to envy or criticize those who are supporting and showing care for the disadvantaged Liberians whose freedoms has been curtailed due to the various conditions of act. The distributions of the meal was carried out with a profound sense of compassion and love for those and love for those in need. Mr. Shadiva emphasized the importance of ensuring that the people who cannot afford or access food for themselves do not go to bed on an empty stomach. He acknowledged that while citizens outside the confines of prisons have means to provide for themselves and their families, inmate and less fortunate citizens deserve.
Thank you, Kaylin. On Toba, we take a short break to adjust some studio technical problems. We will be right back shortly. Thanks for watching. Please stay with us as we'll be right back shortly with information regarding the front page Africa.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Okay, folks, welcome back. We apologize for the technical issues we are facing here today in Monrovia in that of the Somalia draft as it relates to our office. We hope and pray that everything will go well as we present the news to you today. So, Lyndon Toba, you can kindly begin again.
So again, that has been said by the host of this program. We sincerely apologize for the technical issues we're actually grappling with. So we return to the news. He acknowledged that while citizens outside the confines of prison have means to provide for themselves and helping him to gain strength and celebrate the holiday. He at the same time asserted that there are lots of people who finds it difficult for them to have food. Mr. August1 Shadiva, in a chat with a visually impaired, less fortunate man, he provided medical support and feeding during the event. Mr. Shadiva conveyed his message of love and compassion to those in need, recognizing that inmates and less fortunate citizens often struggle to access their daily sustenance due to confinement and the lack of care and support. We moved over to another headlines. The President Young Professionals Program Alumni Association in Dot First Alumni Association leadership urges efficient and effective service to a country. The President Young Professional Program, through its Alumni Association, has elected its first batch of alumni leadership headed by Mr. Frederick Cooper as president to steer the affairs of alumni who have passed through the program over the years. The President Young Professionals Program of Liberia opportunities. The alumni associations of the PYPP over the weekend in Monrovia held its first inductions and fundraising ceremony, introducing its first group of officials, Mr. Frederick as president, Faith N. Siako, vice president for finance and administration, Alexander Ireland, Vice President for Programs and Policy Charles T. King, General Secretary Paul Y.S. Queenie, Assistant Secretary Jerry Datan Moba, Chaplain Fisiad Ira Sherman, Treasurer. So this will bring us to a close of the front page Africa. Back to Grafina for the continuations of local news.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back again, folks, to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. We are facing some technical challenges, but we are hoping that our technical team can resolve the issue so quick. So, still on the front page, Africa newspaper, we begin the headlines. Leska pull out of West Africa Championship Cup. Leska pull out of West Africa Championship Cup. Liberia League champions, Leska FC, have confirmed their withdrawal from the 2023 West Africa Championship Cup due to administrative reasons. The Shaping Boys are expected or were expected to make their inaugural appearance in the second edition of the tournament that will be hosted in Guinea. We now move over to another headline under the New Dawn newspaper. The headlines: NEC holds crucial meeting with presidential aspirants. NEC holds crucial meetings with presidential aspirants. The National Election Commission (NEC) has announced a planned crucial meeting with presidential aspirants ahead of the nationwide campaign kick-off of the 2023 general and presidential election. NEC says the planned meeting is in collaboration with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the United Nations (UN). It will hold a briefing with presidential aspirants for the 2023 electoral process on Wednesday, 2nd August 2023. Through a press release, the NEC said Monday that the briefing is a real affirmation of the Board of Commissioners' pledge and determination to apply all of the best practices to ensure a peaceful electoral process. Commission adds that it intends to further deepen the understanding of the aspirants about ongoing preparation for the election. The event is a part of the electoral management body's ongoing dialogue with stakeholders to promote inclusive, credible, peaceful, and non-violent election, as enshrined in the Farmington River Declaration recently signed by registered political parties and independent aspirants, the release said. It detailed that the engagement will address the basic information that all aspiring supporters and voters must conduct themselves in a peaceful and non-violent manner before, during, and after the election. It will allow the NEC to interact with the aspirants and solicit their commitment to a peaceful and non-violent electoral process, the release stated further. Meanwhile, the Commission has released the final voter registration data per electoral district and voting precincts on its website necliberia.org. We now move over to another headline under the Newtown newspaper. CBL board takes measure to rescue LRD from continuous free fall. CBL board takes measure to rescue LRD from continuous free fall. The Board of Governors of the Central Bank of Liberia (CBL) has increased monetary policy rate year by 20%, a measure aimed at reversing recent trends in the depreciation of the Liberian dollars against the United States dollar, CBL announced Monday. The statement issued by the bank explained that the CBL Board of Governors took the decision while proxying for the Monetary Policy Committee MPC when it increased the monetary policy rate MPR by 250 basis points to 20%. The decision was made during the board sitting on 20 July 2023, according to a statement released on Monday, July 31st. The Liberian dollar has taken a nosedive in recent months, skyrocketing exchange rate between the United States dollars from LRD 150 to 186 to 1 USD, while on the black market it's between 188 to 190 to 1 USD. During the meeting, the board also mandated CBL management to remove the ceiling on the CBL bills, allowing management to determine bills issuance consistent with involving excess liquidity and in the banking sector. We now move over to another headline under the Independent Probe. Alexander Cummings' wife tours slum communities in 12th Street. Alexander Cummings' wife tours slum communities in 12th Street. She assured the community members that she will meet with the political leader of the CPP to ensure that the needful are done for the inhabitants of the community. Describing herself as the neck of Alexander Cummings, Madam Cummings assured those Liberians that when her husband gets elected president of Liberia on October 10, 2023, she will continue to pressure him to do the needful to everyone to have a better living condition. At the same time, the chairperson of the 12th Street Women Association urged Mrs. Cummings to assist the women of the community to get their children out of drugs. She urged the CPP First Lady to help provide microloans for women of the community, adding that the microloans will be used as an improvement and an empowerment for women and as well used to help their children out of drugs. Meanwhile, Montserrat County's CPP District Number 9 representative aspirant, Mr. Phoebe Herons, cautioned members of the district to be wise of political gifts. He asserted that politicians will come with promises and presenting gifts in the request for another 6 years, but he wants the inhabitants of districts or he wants the inhabitants of district number 9 in which 12th Street is located to accept the gift and make the right choices by electing the CPP to liberate them from their current state of being. At this time, we now move over to another headline under the Independent Probe newspaper. New World Bank Liberia country manager arrives. New World Bank Liberia country manager arrives. The news in details. The new World Bank country manager for Liberia, Georgia Wallen, has arrived in the country and will assume her responsibilities on August 1st, 2023. In her new position, Ms. Wallen will lead the development and implementation of the bank's engagement in Liberia. She will work closely with the government and key stakeholders alongside the bank team to help advance Liberia's development agenda and reform priorities supported by strong analytical work. Miss Wally, a Jamaican American, joined the bank in 2011 as Senior Operations Officer in the Development Finance Department, International Development Association IDA, and worked with the bank's Independent Evaluation Group IEG earlier in her career. She has held various positions, her most recent assignment being Senior Country Officer in the Office of the Senior Managing Director for Development Policy and Partnership based in Washington, D.C. She also worked as an evaluation professional with the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, based in Paris, France, and has a long-standing commitment to impacting the lives of the poor and vulnerable. Ms. Walling has a master's degree in public policy from the Harvard University and a bachelor's degree in English with focus on secondary school curriculum development from Columbia University. We take a short break. When we get back, we will bring you the headlines of international news and the news in details. For today, our source for international news is the CNN. So please stay tuned as we will be right back with the news in details from our international source. Thanks for watching. We encourage you to share our live stream. We apologize for the technical defaults we had in studio this morning, hoping that our challenges can be resolved sooner so that we can continue with our broadcast frequently and smoothly as we always do here on Foca TV. Don't forget, I am your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, and my name is Greg Fina Korishpa. Thanks for watching. Stay with me as I'll be right back.
He said, anyway, let's see.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
So welcome back again, folks, to the international news source of our daily edition of Inside the Print Media here on Focal TV. So as we begin the headlines of our international news from CNN, I encourage you to please continue to share our live stream here on Focal TV, because here we bring you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media every Monday to Friday. I am always your presenter on the show on this platform, the edition of Inside the Print Media. So for today, we apologize seriously for the internet challenges we face, and our technical team are working on this greatly to have a smooth access next time. So we begin the headlines. Heaviest rain in a decade kills 11 in Beijing as raging torrents wash away roads and cars. Heaviest rain in a decade kills 11 in Beijing as raging torrents wash away roads and cars. We now move over to the news in details. Deadly downpours have triggered landslides and floods that swept away cars and destroyed roads in Beijing as the remnants of Typhoon Doskuri unleashed the heaviest deluge in a decade over parts of northern China. 2 days of rainfall have overwhelmed riverbeds around the western outskirts of the Chinese capital, turning once calm waterways into ferocious torrents that have swept into people's homes and turned down streets, according to videos on state television and social media platforms. At least 11 people have been killed and 27 others reported missing. State broadcaster CCTV reported while more than 127,000 people have been evacuated from the city. The sprawling majesty, home to nearly 22 million people, saw an entire month worth of rainfall over 48 hours, an average 175.7 millimeters, nearly 7 inches according to CNN weather. But in Western District hit hardest and where most of the fatalities were reported, that the downpour were far worse. In Matuji District, the average rainfall was more than 18 inches according to data from Beijing Meteorological Service, while nearby Fanshin saw 16 inches. This is how we conclude on our news for today. But before we end up, there's a need for us to be grateful as citizens of Liberia, looking at all of these trending stories in the worsening area and seeing ourselves as a citizen of Liberia and not experiencing the worst. I'm not saying we're not experiencing flooded lands and everything. Sometimes our house is being flooded. Sometimes our living condition is worse. We have to evacuate from the place we are living. But however, we should be grateful as citizens of Liberia that we are not going to the worst. That is the reason why we are encouraging people to always clean the street, to stop throwing dirt in the drainages. For instance, if that drainages that we have here in our country, Liberia, is filled with dirt, absolutely, there's no way the water will set. The water will just remain in our various communities and cause us harm. So there's no need for us to throw dirt in the drainages. It's not the people, they didn't build the drainages for dirt. To be honest, the people build a drainage for us to have access for flowing of water so that water cannot stay to one particular place within our community. But now you see that along the Japanese highway, the dirt have filled that particular place. It's something that we need to work on. We cannot be saying, oh, Liberia is dirty, and we ourselves is continue, or we ourselves are continuing to dirty the country. It's not right. It's not okay. Health wise, it's not even good for our living condition. You see, you get sicknesses, you get different diseases and other and damages to your life or other environmental hazard by throwing dirt in the drainages. It's not right. Stop throwing dirt in the street. For instance, if you drink your water and you find out there's no garbage on tank on the street to throw your water, kind of take that plastic, drain out the water from inside, shove that plastic in your bag. When you reach somewhere where you see a place to throw the plastic, you throw it there. But we are so reluctant with things that will hinder our health in this country. Look at Beijing, China. Look at how the place is flooded. Look at how the place is flooded. We in Liberia, we experience these things, but not at our average. There's a need for us to be grateful and start to prevent it. You see people building to swamp areas. For heaven's sake, man, why you should go build in swamp lane? Why you should go and build in swamp lane? We all say, oh, we are building in swamp lane to dry up the place. We will dry up the place and nothing will happen. Who told you nothing will happen? There's a reason why they live in that swamp area there. There's a reason why the water have to flow and set at a particular place. There are certain things we have to understand. Despite of our economic situation as a country, we have to stop certain things. Because of sympathy, we have to stop certain things. You cannot take a dirt from your car and throw it in the street. You cannot do that. You go all down Merkley Street. All of the drainages are open. You go in water side. The place is even worse. Water side, you see the feces. Why people, I don't know why we should be living like that as Liberians. Why we ourselves, we are not deciding to keep our country clean. Instead, we are trying to keep our country dirty. Let me tell you, the president will never move from on his hard tune to come down to clean this country for us. Oh no, it's a lie. Even a certain mayor will do some part, but he can't do all for us. We must start to clean our country. And the first place we can begin from is from our homes. It's from our homes. Some of us we sweep, we leave the dirt right there. When it rain can, it rain be there. The community now, most of the community have this organization that will come and carry there. You pay any money, maybe a week time. Stay, we can go buy it. So I mean, this is just an appeal. This is just an appeal that we are just begging all of us Liberians to try to keep our country clean to prevent environmental hazard in further years to come. These things that we are watching, 100% dying, 20% is dying, or this and that, we have to work on that. We have to take precaution. Let us keep our country clean. Stop throwing dirt in the drainages. Right now, if you are listening to me and you are along the Japanese highway, look at the drainages there. Look at the drainages there and see how the dirt has made mountains on the road, that the water is not even setting, the water is not even going because of the dirt. Amen. We need to work on that as Liberians. We need to try to keep our community clean, our home clean, so that we can be able to bring it to the street. Cleaning like people, not no small child, no big person inside. You small child, you won't help to clean like people. You big person clean like people. Train your children when they on the street to natural diet on the street any kind of way. Even if you don't see trash cans, do not say throw dirt anywhere you want to throw the dirt. Please, Liberia is for us. If we don't keep Liberia clean, nobody else will do that. Nobody else will do that. Absolutely. So we just wanna announce this issue of the death of a resident of district number 13. The family are crying out for justice. The death incident of a member of district 13. And I think he resides within the Tobo village community. And then he reside within district 13 as well. So we just appealing and we are calling and we are crying out for justice, and the police are ignoring their cries. The family is crying for justice, the police is doing nothing. This is a time that we are calling on all as parents to see need to address this issue. It could be you, it could be a family member or it could be one of your relatives. So we encourage all as parents to see need to talk about this issue, all different radio platforms to talk about this issue so that it can be addressed. And the deceased name is Edwin G. King. He was shot multiple times in the head. He was shot multiple times in the head. The police is not doing nothing about it. I don't know why. The police is not doing nothing about it. All of the different, political parties within District 13, the CDC, the Unity Party, the ANC, these are things that you need to get involved in, not just to be a hearing battle cry all the time. These are things that you need to seek justice for people. When you do that, people know that you are a political leader. You don't just sit down and do nothing about it. Oh, they will handle it. You know that the government issue and get nothing to do with it. So the only thing you get to do is to come and fool people in the community. That other issue that for another day. But we are calling on all aspirants to come to this situation, to come to the aid of this family, of the King's family. The people's son was shot multiple times in the head and he's dead. Nothing is being done. The police is ignoring the issue. It's time that you take a stand, calling us. It's time that you take a stand. Princess Kennedy, it's time that you take a stand. Honorable Elof Flomo, it's time you take a stand. T. Williams, it's time you guys you all sit down and engage these issues. Ain't gotta be in a conflict with all of y'all can sit down and share thoughts about it, but you guys are ignoring it. This is how we close up on a daily edition of Inside the Print Media, and every time we come here on this show, we'll continue to talk about these issues that are confronting our country, Liberia, especially District 13, until we can see a reason or until we can see a level of solution. We will not start talking about it. Thanks for watching the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. I will be back again tomorrow. Hopefully our internet will be set. And thanks to our technical team in the background. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I love all of my viewers who is always following us. as Emma Stamba, Chara B. Langley, and Andy Boblejada. They are always following us. Thanks so much. And we will be back again tomorrow with top stories. Get yourself a newspaper. It's good. You get yourself a newspaper because here on Focal TV, especially as it relates to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, we only bring you top stories relating to our country, Liberia. We don't go further into all of the other stories. So we bring you the top stories. Get yourself a newspaper. Be acquainted with information concerning your country, Liberia. Please. Thanks for watching. I'm your presenter today on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, Greg Finansipa, and kudos to all of our viewers. We love you and we appreciate your tireless efforts every time supporting us.